Trump's own lawyer, Giuliani, is acknowledging the possibility that someone in the campaign might have actually colluded with Russia. And today, Giuliani tried to clean up his disastrous remarks in that interview. Well, now with NBC News, he says, I can speak only to the president, not the campaign. I only speak to the president. He added that I have no knowledge that anyone in the campaign colluded, but obviously I cannot speak for everyone in the campaign. Well, that's new. I'm joined now by Joyce Vance, a former U.S. attorney, and Eugene Robinson, a columnist with the Washington Post. I want to start with Joyce on this because I keep thinking RICO time. I mean, if they're going to basically say, oh, he never had a phone call with anybody. By the way, the same guy, Rudy, who says he didn't do it personally, somebody may have done it for him. They're also, he and the other lawyers are saying, well, we really can't talk about what the president said to somebody because that's privileged information. So they basically blotted out the mere possibility that they could ever catch the president in the act because they're not going to talk about what he said to somebody because that's executive privilege. And if somebody else did it without the president formally saying to do it, it's not his fault. They seem to have explained away and defined away the possible guilt of the president.
And of course, they're wrong here. This is the same defense that every guy at the top of the chain in a drug case tries. I never actually sold drugs, federal government, so you can't prosecute me. And of course, prosecutors are very skilled at getting phone conversations and understanding who's giving the orders and who's benefiting from whatever's going on with the criminal activity. And that's how these cases are made. And that's how the guy sitting at the top of the organization gets prosecuted every time. Giuliani knows this, so it's very disingenuous for him to say, you know, Trump was sitting in a little box at the top of the campaign and didn't know what his underlings were going on. That runs contrary to everything that we've heard from Trump, who tells us that he was very hands-on and knew absolutely everything that everyone was doing.
Well, Giuliani has prosecuted mob cases. He knows the essence of this, doesn't he? That's how it works. The top guy doesn't give the orders because he doesn't want to have anybody testify against him, ever.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. That's what these guys, that's what the mob bosses do. They insulate themselves, or so they think, from liability. And that works really well until one of their lieutenants turns on them and testifies, or until it turns out the feds have a wiretap and have been listening to their phone calls, or in this day and age that they have emails, text messages, or maybe even now tweets.
Well, I don't know whether it depends what time of day you talk to Rudy Giuliani, but you get different voices after 9 o'clock and different voices this morning. So the night before doesn't sound the same the next morning. But the big news here, from a reporter's point of view, from a journalism point of view, is they've changed their story.
Yeah, they have changed the story. I mean, Rudy Giuliani can be all over the map, but, you know, just sort of randomness can't explain that big a departure from the story, right? The official line is there was no collusion. How could you think there was any collusion? You are a bad person for imagining that there could have been collusion.
Okay, are they
and now, like, oh, I never said there wasn't collusion. Of course there might have been collusion.
Are they cutting people loose?
Huh?
Are they cutting people loose?
Well, I think they're preparing to. I mean, now who? I mean, that's the question, because who are the people? Who was in the meeting?
Let's go through the new meeting.
Donald Trump Jr., Manafort, Jared Kushner were in that meeting.
Flynn, Gates, the whole crowd.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.